Alright, I'm going to make a series of videos to show how low the barrier to entry really is with CAD software and 3D printing. So what I'm using is Fusion 360, and it's really powerful, and you can make anything you could think of and then simulate that, and on top of that send it for someone else to make, and it's really mind-blowing. To lower the barrier to entry, the first one is to actually download the software. So if you go to autodesk.com/fusion360, there is a free trial for 30 days. And after those 30 days, it costs $40 for month to month or $300 per year. But there is a free option. If you're a startup or hobbyist and you're using the software and you make less than $100,000 a year using it, you can get it for free. And you can renew that license every year. So fill out the form, download the free trial, install the software, and I will show you how to make our first calibration cube for 3D printing. We'll go over the toolbar real quick. Some of these icons you might not see, and I'll show you how to add them. So the center rectangle tool we'll use quite a bit. Underneath the sketch menu, underneath rectangle and center rectangle, there'll be an icon with an arrow pointing up, and that will add this tool to the toolbar. And you can do that with any of these tools. Another one we're going to use is Insert SVG. So underneath the Insert menu, Insert SVG, again, click the up arrow, and that'll add it to your toolbar. And we'll use that for the next project. But real quick, we're going to make this calibration cube, and I'll show you how things pop up in the browser and how the timeline works, and then we're going to export it as an STL for 3D printing. So I'm going to open up a new one. First thing we're going to do is create sketch. Select this bottom face, or bottom plane. Click the center rectangle tool, and click the center of your drawing area. Now drag this out and you'll notice it snaps to this grid. And if you zoom in with the center mouse wheel, this grid gets more and more granular, so you can fine tune where you're at. You can also type in dimensions on the left hand side or the top, or its opposite if you move it up here. But you can type in exact dimensions to get the exact size you want. Let's do a 10 by 10. Click extrude icon. Click the box. And you can type in a dimension here. And to really see what you're doing, on the top right there's a box up here that says top on it. And this can actually give you specific perspectives, like the top front perspective if you click on this. So now you're looking at it at like a 45-degree angle. Now grab this arrow and drag it up. Type in a specific dimension if you want. We'll do 5 millimeters and hit enter. Now to navigate around, let's click this top right corner of the box. And now you're looking at it from the top front right corner. Just keep clicking around. You'll get different perspectives. Another way to maneuver your view is to hold down Shift and center mouse wheel. And that will allow you to pan around and move the model from different perspectives. On the browser window over here on the left, as we were making these, it added items to it. So it added the body as we extruded it. Also, it added the sketch, and once we extruded it, it hid the sketch. So bring the sketch back, just click on the light bulb, and you can show that again. In the timeline at the bottom, the first thing we did was we created the sketch. So that's one step. The next thing we did was we extruded it to make the box. And as you add more and more steps, this will fill up. So say you made a mistake at the very beginning, you can always roll back, fix the mistake, and then when you go back to the end, that correction will propagate throughout your whole process to the very end. And it'll step through each one, making sure that everything's okay in the meantime. So in order to make this calibration cube, what we're going to do is we're going to click the make icon. We're going to make sure send to 3D print utility is unchecked. We're going to select what we want to make and click OK. We're going to name it, and that creates, oh, I already made one. That creates the file which we're going to 3D print. If you're ever, one tip, if you're ever in a situation where you can't really see what you're doing and it's too close and you can't really get back, up at the top right there is a home button, and this is really helpful for getting you back to your standard view. So go ahead, download Fusion 360, click around with some of these tools, just mess around a little bit, get familiar with moving your model around. I'm going to make a couple more super beginner videos, and at the end of those there's actually going to be a challenge. for even people without 3D printers to complete. So these are just to get you clicking around. The hardest part for me about learning software is just getting it installed and starting. Where do you begin? So these projects are just going to be beginner starter projects, just to show how low the barrier to entry really is with CAD software and 3D printing. So leave any questions in the comments below, and thanks for watching.